to the Ice Forum in Champlin for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. It's the first day of the new year as the Bluebirds come back to the Forum, and they've got a big task ahead of them as they face number 2 ranked Centennial Cougars. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above, and Howie very excited for tonight's contest.
Centennial comes in 13-1-1. Just this past weekend, coming off a 2-0 loss to the number 1 team in the state, the Blake squad. So this is, as you mentioned, a daunting task for the CPCR team, but I think they can give them a game because we've had an opportunity to see them the last couple of nights. They're playing their best hockey.
They are coming in very hot, and they know that the Cougars are going to come in with one of the best first lines in the state. The leader, top 5 in both goals and points for the season.
It's Gabby Hughes going to UMD next season, 26 goals, 19 assists, and that's an unbelievable first line. And the Bluebirds are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to do some things to try and keep them in check. She's been obviously an ultimate scorer, and they're going to have to do what they can to limit her.
Yeah, her teammate and line mate, Anique Linzer, going to play for the Bulldogs along with her. So they're a powerful 1-2 punch. We'll talk a lot about as the game goes on. On the flip side, you know, we saw a couple of games the end of last week. They outscored their opponents 9-1 in those Cardinal Cup contests. So they're coming in very strong. And one girl I've been really impressed with through the first half of this season is Alyssa Brazier.
She's the grinder. She's the power forward on that squad. 8 assists on the season. But she really goes out and works really hard. And a lot of these girls, they really work hard. They've got 3 legitimate lines that work hard, but she's one of the hardest working girls on this team.
Right, so she may be tasked on many shifts this evening to try and stay alongside number 7 and try and continue to keep number 7 for the red team shut down throughout the evening.
Well, she has grit and determination. She's going to use that with her toughness in order to try and keep her in line.
The Bluebirds coming in hot, but a hot team they're facing, the Cardinals and the Cougars. Take the ice next on CTN. The band getting the Forum fired up, but the action about to take place should be a lot of fun to watch. The Coon Rapids Champlin Park Fighting Bluebirds welcoming the number 2 ranked Centennial Cougars. 4 teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference among the top 10, 3 of the top 6. Others in the mix, Blaine, Andover, 5 and 6, and number 9 ranked Maple Grove. Let's take a look at the starters for tonight's matchup for the Cougars. Hughes, Settling, Pitlick, and Francis. Sikora and Bordeaux on the blue line, and Mackie Torma is the netminder. Delaney Johnson centering for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Baker and Brazier are the wings. Hannah Lisney and Alyssa Sweet will start on defense, and Bailey Shuck, who has been very strong all season long, will start between the pipes and try and be that last shutdown piece.
Well, this Bluebird team's fortunate. They have 3 goaltenders that they can use, but you're right. Chuck has been a strong force in net for this CPCR squad all season long, and this has earmarks of a classic game. Should be a lot of fun.
First possession goes to the Cougars. Along her own blue line is Pitlick. She'll get it into the zone. Chopped at by Sweet. Pitlick able to push it behind. Lisney will recover for the home squad. A little deflected pass got away from Delaney Johnson. Bluebirds not able to get to it first. Hughes tracks it down near the far board. Spun off it behind the net by Sweet. Plays a little give and go with Pitlick behind the net. And Johnson not able to get it out. Hughes dancing through traffic. Got behind Shuck, but bounced it off the side of the cage, and it ends up underneath the netminder.
Well, you can see right away her abilities as she's able to move past defenders. Good job handling the puck. Shuck went down, but she stayed right with her.
Almick able to win another draw for the Cougars. Back at the point is Goldner. Tried to play it across, and that had been vacated, so it's Piscalo the other way for the Bluebirds. Dumps it in. Collecting it off the board is Goldner. She's tied up there, and it's now swung around by Almick. Almick trying to force it up along the board. Held in there by Tyson. Centennial able to poke it out to center. Broken up by Sutherland. Return pass stopped up at the blue line again. Sutherland run into by Goldner. And retreating back in their own end are the Cougars. Goldner again with it for Centennial. Flips it. Stopped up at the blue line by Erickson. Peterson played off the far boards, and this one's all the way down off the stick of Anna Biscalo. And we'll get a whistle. Face-off in the Bluebirds' end.
And speaking with the head coach, Christy King, I talked to her, what are some of the keys for you this evening? And she said real plain and simple, we just have to work our game. We can't get out of our systems. We have to play what has gotten us here up until now, and let the action come to them.
Linzer bumped off it. Delaney Johnson able to play it out to center. Regroup at the blue line for the Cougars. Here's Linzer right back on the attack. Gets through the traffic, shot right into the midsection of Shuck, and another face-off in the Champlin Park Coon Rapids end. Now you've seen both of them dance through a little bit of traffic. Imagine what happens when both get on the ice at the same time.
Linzer with 16 goals and 23 assists on the season. She's going to UMD as well. So the Bulldogs getting a couple of good players here from Centennial.
Shot through traffic, and I'm not sure what part of it Shuck got, but it deflects to the corner. And Champlin Park Coon Rapids able to poke it out into neutral ice. Bordeaux's pass tipped away by Brazier, recollected by Linzer. Linzer will look ahead, and moving along is Prado. Got it in deep. Francis gives chase as the Cougars get a line change. Centering pass knocked away. Taken up by Liz Zarate, and she was overtaken. Puck comes back to Hughes. She was bumped off it. That shot hit traffic out front and deflected to the near board. Beckman will send it in deep. Sweet will get it on the reverse from Lindsay. Out to the line. Kept in by Beckman. The shot from the point is gloved and held by Bailey Shuck.
So far, the Cougars with 4 shots on net. The Bluebirds yet to get anything mounted offensively.
Bordeaux plays it down low. Centering pass just out of the reach of Emily Nadeau. Back out at center is Sikora. She was spun around a little bit, but able to get it into the zone. We're going to have our first penalty of the game as Sutherland is tripped up, and CPCR a chance on the advantage.
Coach Colton said, we want to jump on them early if we can, and this is an opportunity now on the power play to see if they can get an opportunity to jump on the board here. You see the trip. So Almich in the box.
Setting up down low. Sutherland spins out of the corner. Up to the top. Johnson had to get off her stick, and here's Linzer with speed getting to it first. Great angle by Alyssa Sweet. Keeps her off the puck, coming straight in. But Linzer with it in the offensive zone. Spins away from Johnson. Fights off the stick check. Back to the corner off the board for Nadeau. Nadeau trying to get it back to her. Johnson finally able to squeeze her to the boards, but Linzer able to sweep it back to a teammate. And now Centennial will regroup at center ice and kill more of that power play. Already 45 seconds gone and a fair amount sucked up by Anik Linzer. And now here's the other half. Gabby Hughes steps out, takes the puck, and turns back up ice. Has the Bluebirds on their heels, but can't sneak it through with the toe drag through the slot. And the battle goes on in the near corner. Still shorthanded. Centennial provides pressure. Bezcalo couldn't get the pass through. The Bluebirds were able to get it down and get a shot on goal. But a relatively easy save for Mackie Torma.
Yeah, so far the Cougars are dominating shorthanded. You saw, as you mentioned, saw both of their top players causing trouble here on the
clear attempt stopped up by Keller. Pass slips under the stick of Williams. She's able to fight to get it back. Baker now along the boards is pressured. Williams tried to give it back to her. Possession lost. And Pitlick able to force it out to center. Keller sends it off the board for Zarate. Zarate trying to look out front. Williams' stick taken away on a good stick check by McKenna Goldner. Behind the wraparound try by Lisney. She was knocked to the ice. Puck recovered by Williams. A centering pass and handcuffs Zarate a bit. Ended up going off her skate and back out to center, where both teams will get some fresh legs. Hannah Lisney not allowed on the backhanded dump. Taken by Backman and played ahead for Emma Olsen. Power play now over. Great kill by Centennial. Kept in by Sikora at the near blue. Centering pass, Lisney's shot blocked by Lisney. A poke by Linzer, able to recover again in the corner. Pass out front, kick save, big rebound. Good look in the slot from Lizzie Prado. Tyson able to get it deep for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. They're going to get a line change. Bezcalo provides the forecheck. Circling in front of her own net is Prado. Now to the far side. Bordeaux cross ice. Sikora sidesteps the pressure coming from Baker and gets it at far side for Nadeau. Nadeau trying to go out front. Good job tying up Almick and taking her away. And now played back into the far corner where Bezcalo can recover. Cannot get it past Hannah Backman. Delaney Johnson tried to stop up Blue Attire. Sutherland behind, staying away from the stick check from Greifenhagen. Back to the corner from Almich. Kept in at the line by Goldner. Stopped up before it could get to the net by Micah Sutherland. Baker finally able to force it out to center. Goldner in her own blue line to Nadeau. Tried to swing it to Backman. Backman has to wait for it. Now banks it off the boards. Gives her teammate a little bit of space. But Champlin Park Coon Rapids able to jump onto the loose puck. Get it into the zone, at least momentarily. Backman back on the attack and take it down. That one will get you a penalty all night long. Alyssa Brazier will have a couple of minutes to think about that infraction.
We have to be impressed with this Cougars squad so far. They've really done a nice job of dominating this first period. And there you're going to see the infraction as she takes her down to the ice. And now we get an opportunity to see the power play unit for Centennial.
And if they're that good shorthanded.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume this is power play number 2, as neither 7 nor 15 are on the ice. Off the face-off, tied up along the near boards. Champlin now able to start to move it. That shot blocked by Sweet. Swept back behind by Emily Nadeau. First one there's Haley Williams. Can't get it through Prado. The shot from the point got through and was covered up by Bailey Shuck.
Yeah, they don't waste any time. They advance the puck in, get the puck on net, looking for that rebound.
And now we'll see Hughes and Linzer both come onto the ice. Backman, Pitlick, and Almich, the three up front.
Dangerous.
Put those two at the top of their power play. And Almich maybe lucky she didn't get her second penalty right there. She separated stick from player, but they generate a little scoring chance in close. Not a ton on the shot. A pretty easy save for Bailey Shuck.
We'll see if they move the puck out to the top, and that's what they want to do.
Off the draw. Good tie up there by Delaney Johnson. At least slows things down. Now Linzer looking to create some space. Down low. Shot off the side of the net for Hannah Backman. Recovered by Almich. Back up top. Gets it right back from Linzer. Here's Linzer at the top. Gets it back that time. And an opportunity going the other way. On the backhand, a short-handed goal for Leah Herwold.
Oh, you're talking about a nice play, just able to beat the defender, a player to the puck, and scoring short-handed against this powerful squad. That's great.
Centennial getting just a little bit cocky. Last man back, or last player back, is Linzer. And they play it. It comes right back to her from Hughes. And Herwold right there on defense. Knocks it free. Has enough speed to keep Linzer behind her. Goes to the backhand. Just the second shot of the game. But it's in the back of the net. And CPCR has a 1-0 lead.
That's a pretty goal. Her second of the season. A nice way for the Bluebirds, who really were under the Cougars controlling this action.
Centennial right back at it, creating traffic in front of Bailey Shuck. Played down low. Sweet will sweep it around. Williams able to poke it out to center. Linzer will recover at the red line, drop it off. Pitlick now takes it off the board. Cross ice pass deflected, but into the zone with a little bit of space is Hughes. Back up to Linzer. Wines, fires. Kick save. Rebound comes loose. Swept at by Hughes. Kicked away by the Cardinal defender. That was Delaney Johnson in the crease, knocking it free, but not covering it. Pressure out front, a lot of traffic, and finally, Bluebirds able to send it the length of the ice.
Well, a couple of chances there for the Cougars, but you got to credit the defense for CPCR doing a nice job of just pestering them and limiting what they wanted to do.
They come away unscathed. 4 shots on the power play for Centennial, but the shorthanded shot is the one that counts. Leah Herwold, breakaway backhander that puts the home team in the driver's seat. At least in a way. Sikora will carry it right back into the zone, leave it off there for Olsen. Trying to get it back to Sikora. She will recover in the corner in front of Peterson. Now taken along by Summer Francis. Top of the circles. Drawing tighter. Shot blocked away by Lisney as she's pushed back into the corner. It comes free to Prado along the boards. Now out of the zone in front of Olsen. She overskated it. And now played in by Sinjum. Right back out by Alana Bordeaux. Icing waved off. CPCR will recover behind their own end. Passed along by Abby Peterson. Centering pass got away from Sinjum. Lisney dangerously close to putting the Cardinals shorthanded again. But they rule incidental contact. And play moves on. CPCR just desperately trying to get it out of the zone. Comes free to Almich. She's able to weave through. Poked away from her. Recovered. Cross ice pass broken up by Abby Peterson. Kept in on the far side by Backman. Backman now just outside the blue line. Hands it back there for Hughes. She had it tipped off her stick. Recovered by Brazier. Hughes steals it back. Tried to step around Delaney Johnson, but it's Johnson with speed the other way. Ridden out along the boards by Pitlick, but stays with the puck, flips it into the zone near corner. Brazier plays it back to the point, kept in by Sutherland, and she's run over by Gabby Hughes. Tipped free momentarily by Baker, taken on by Francis and played back into the CPCR end. Sutherland off the boards. Williams can't get it back. Pitlick held up. Puck still free, bounces loose to Bezcalo. She'll flip it off the boards and out. Francis will get it back to Sikora. Cross ice off the boards for Prado. Prado can't get past Sutherland. She'll turn it back for Bezcalo, who'll get it in deep. 4:40 remaining first period. CPCR being heavily outshot, but outscoring its opponent by a 2-0 or a 1-0 score.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're being outshot. If you've got that advantage on the scoreboard, you're going to be happy with that.
Bezcalo controls into the far corner, leaves it back. First one there, though, is Lizzie Prado. She plays it around. Delaney Johnson gets there first for CPCR. Tie-up creates a loose puck for Bordeaux to jump on, and it's Olsen along the far board. Sutherland stops her up. Coming to sweep it up is Prado, and she'll carry to center. Prado dumps it in. Delaney Johnson can wiggle through traffic as well. Sidesteps a couple as it's swept off her stick as she entered the zone by Backman. And it's Backman who will recover and head up ice for Centennial. Tries to cut back against Zarate. Cross ice pass knocked down by Herwald. Herwald kicking it along, keeping control, gets it to Zarate, but Zarate had her pocket picked, and Centennial turns it around again. Backman again. Can't quite sidestep. Greifenberger in, glove save by Bailey Shuck.
That's an 11-2 shot advantage for the Cougars, and obviously a team like this, Joe, you can't continue to give a lot of chances to. But I like what the defense has been doing for the most part here for the Bluebirds, doing a good job of surviving that pressure.
Golner dumps it back in deep, tie up along the near boards, swept along by Keller. Over the stick of Herwald, but not out of the zone. She's able to get there and knock it away from Backman to center. Good pressure created at the offensive blue line, and Lisney will keep the pressure going as she chases Summer Francis through the corner. Still pestering. Long pass ahead for Pitlick. Pitlick trying to get around the corner on Bezcalo. Centering pass knocked away by strong defense, and Alyssa Sweet moving up ice for the home squad. Francis bumps into her, and she dumps it in deep. Bordeaux will reverse. Golner collects. Pitlick now across ice. That went off of Tyson all the way down. And Shuck will cover that one up in front of a charging Gabby Hayes.
Yeah, you have number 7 coming in on you. You just want to make sure to cover that puck off. Let your team get set up, force that face-off to her right.
Bezcalo chips it out and all the way down. This is not going to be icing. They rule it. But sure. Thought it was still moving pretty good, even with speed coming from Elena Bordeaux. And here's a chance for Lisner. Linzer behind the defense to her backhand. Huge save. Bailey Shuck. She gets the puck right back and gets it back to the center, but save of the night for sure so far for Bailey Shuck. Don't leave Linzer standing alone between the hash marks.
Yeah, that's usually
she
not a good.
She wants it back in a bad way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at her. She's going to go steal it from her own teammate. Like, give me that puck back.
I had a goal.
Yeah, she beat her what looked like pretty bad right there. And, of course, earlier we saw Gabby Hughes take her wide to that backhand side and bounce it off the side of the cage. Fired in and played to the corner with a stick by Torma. CPCR able to recover, backdoor feed, Brazier, and a goal!
Wow.
Torma got across, made the first save. Crashing is Alyssa Brazier. She puts the home squad up 2-0.
Yeah, you talk about a huge goal there. She just continued to work and just going to pound away at it. Got the rebound, continued to push at the puck, got behind the goaltender.
It was a great feed. Went off of her stick. Between her hands.
Yep.
You saw the referee in perfect position as long as she got it with her stick and not her hands. And that is the ruling, and CPCR on top by 2. Quick shot and a goal the other way. Lead right back down to 1 as Gabby Hughes wasted only about 10 seconds to get that one back.
Yeah, you talk about a quick answer. She just fired that pass, that puck pass, Chuck. That's her 27th goal. Look at the power behind this shot. Gonna find that back corner of the net. It's tough to keep these scores down for the Cougars, but gotta love the fact that Bluebirds scored a short-handed goal.
Short-lived. But CPCR still with a lead, and that's just a good hard-nosed goal.
Yeah.
By Alyssa Brazier, and her first of the year. And now it is the go-ahead goal as we get into the final 30 seconds of this first period, and CPCR going on. Is going to go short-handed as Heerwald's going to be called for the hook, but here's Hughes back the other way, getting around the corner on Lisney, coming across to sweep it off her stick was Sweet, and wow, what a save right there. As with all that traffic going on, people still in her crease. They played it to Prado for a quick one-timer from a great spot.
Well, look at her come across to make that save.
Shuck staying with the action still. Has Linzer and Sweet pretty much in her crease. But comes out to make the save. So 5 seconds remaining in the period. CPCR takes their second penalty of the game.
If the officials can tell the scorekeeper to put 5.2 back on the, they looked like they blew a whistle. They took a little time off. Let's see if that's what they do. Yep, that's what they did.
Half a second can matter when your offense is this potent. Played back to Backman, shot, hit traffic, went wide, and the buzzer will sound. But Centennial, the number 2 ranked team in the state, find themselves trailing 2-1. But they will have 1:54 on the power play to start the second. We'll take a break and hear reaction from home coach Jim Coltis right after this. You're watching live high school hockey on CTN.
Looking for a new home? Come to Coon Rapids. Down payment assistance is available from the Mortgage Assistance Foundation when you purchase your new home with an FHA 203K mortgage. Any single-family home in need of renovation or rehab can qualify. Find out more today. Call 763-767-6422 or visit the city's website.
We love our new home.
Champlin Park, Coon Rapids to the first intermission with a 2-1 lead over the second-ranked Centennial Cougars. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro back at the rink, and we're joined by head coach Jim Coltis. And coach, you got to feel good being up against such a quality club.
Oh yeah, they're a fantastic hockey team, and the kids are doing what we've asked them to do. Just go out and try to win every battle. Every inch on the ice, every loose puck, everything we can do. And they did a nice job. And we got a little bit of a break there when Leah got that shorthanded goal, and then we let Linzer and Hughes get free a little bit, but Bailey bailed us out.
Yeah, I really like what your defense did there, especially on that that first power play. An opportunity for them. They put a lot of pressure on a goal. I thought your defense did a nice job of trying to keep that puck wide. And then you're right, Chuck with that big save towards the end of that period.
Yeah, no, you know, we talked a little bit on the penalty kill. What we have to do, you just got to be aware of really where 13 and 7 are, and it's not so much where they're necessarily at. It's what they're going to do with the puck when they get it. They like to try to slide it inside. They like to slide it to that crashing kid coming down, and then they go right to the net looking for a rebound.
Well, you got another minute 55 to kill to start the second. What's your message to the girls?
You know, we're just going to go in there and tell them we just got to continue to play the same way. We're going to change it up just a little bit here on the kill. Try something just to see if we can neutralize those two a little bit more. Maybe let the other three beat us 3-on-2. See what happens.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take a break. Be back with first period stats and highlights after this. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
Did you know you can report problems to the city with your smartphone? Download the Coon Rapids app. The Report It feature allows you to describe the problem, snap a photo, and submit it directly to the city work order system. It's an easy way to report a pothole, broken street light, or other neighborhood concern. No smartphone? Then hop online and report your concern through the city's website. City maintenance problems solved the easy way. Coon Rapids Reported.
The Ice Forum in Champlin, home sweet home for the Champlin Park Coon Rapids Fighting Bluebirds. They have a 2-1 lead against a very mighty opponent, but they've really got a lot of work left ahead of them with 2 more periods to play.
They really do, because, you know, you saw that goal by Hughes. I mean, she can score at any time, so you have to be careful there. But the fact that they're up 2-1, they have to feel pretty good. Coach Colta said, you know, we did some things in that first period we really liked. We make some adjustments as we continue to go on. They are going to be out shorthanded to start this period, so they'll have to be preventative of that.
I love that both goals came as hustle goals for the home team. The first one is unassisted, good pickpocket. Pressure from Heerwald. She creates the opportunity. The breakaway stays in front of Linzer, goes to the backhand and scores shorthanded, unassisted to put them in the lead. 8:29 into the game, and then a 2-1 or 2-0 lead. Great backdoor feed, and the finish by Brazier just following her own shot, but just 10 seconds later, it's Linzer through traffic, back of the net. And we go to the second period with a 1-goal game.
Yeah, that was a blast from there. And you see the stats, just being outshot 14-4. And we talked about the powerful offense that this Cougar team has. And you saw it in the first period, but thought the defense did a great job of keeping as much pressure away from the front of the net as they could. And then also just to get that shorthanded goal and that other goal to get some advantage and get some momentum is big.
A 14-4 shot advantage for Centennial. They had as many shots on their first power play as Coon Rapids Champlin Park had in the entire period.
Now we'll see how they come out here playing shorthanded. Coach, I talked to their coach earlier, Coach Christy King, and she said that they knew that Champlin Park Coon Rapids had 3 really good lines. Their defense has been playing well. They said they knew they were going to be in for a game, and they certainly are.
Hughes will center again, a big power play for the Cougars to start this second period. The draw one back to Linzer, across to Lickman. Allmitch, cross-size pass didn't click to Pitlick, and Brazier able to play it all the way down.
And smartly just alleviates any kind of pressure.
Torma came to the corner, left it there for Linzer. Linzer coughed it up a bit as Brazier pressured, and now Hughes tied up along the boards. Sutherland in there battling for the Bluebirds as well. Good job by Brazier hustling back as support. Kept him in control. This one trickles in on Shuck. She'll cover up and make sure that her penalty killers are all fresh and ready to go. That was a good start to the penalty kill at the top of this period for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Keep them off balance as long as you can. Linzer back at the point. They work it down low. Almich's pass out front, tipped wide by Pitlick. Backman on the near side. Back down low to Almich. Hughes was knocked down out front as she continues to look for space. Backman a drive, rebound kicked out, and Backman will recover at the hash marks on the far side. Hughes just pushes Sutherland off the puck. Shot by Almich hits the side of the cage. Played down low, will give and go. Backman with space behind the net. Tried to flip it out front, that's broken up. And held on to by Bailey Shuck. 27 seconds remain in the power play.
Yeah, big penalty kill for this Bluebird squad here, up 2-1. So far, 3 shots on net in this power play for the Cougars.
Bordeaux through traffic. Pretty easy scoop and a little bobble by Shuck, but she's got the biscuit. And that's all that matters.
She knows she's got to bring it in, force that face-off. See if they can eat up these last 16 seconds.
Peterson plays it around. It's out of the reach of Williams, forced back to the corner. And now left there for Sikora. Sikora hands off for Nadeau behind the net. Far side is Francis up to the top. Bordeaux almost fanned on the pass. Bordeaux's pass now deflected off the skates of Peterson. Recovered in the corner by Herwold, fresh off out of the box. Dug free, but the pass broken up by Tyson. She'll play at the length. Icing waved off as Centennial got a piece of it. Misplayed by Francis, sent back in deep by Tyson. Lure pressuring. Backman turns away from Herwold, who stops up. Played back along the boards for Francis, and she has to retreat. Ahead now for Prado, and Prado will get it into the zone. Wrist shot block. Lisney plays it to the boards. Sweet forces it ahead. They get it out to center, and Backman retreats into her own zone. Pressured from behind by Molly Colford. Colford, a great Cardinal Cup for her. Got her first 2 goals, 1 in each game. Hughes snaps it. Knocked down and covered by Bailey Shuck.
Yeah, she's trying to find that angle. She puts it right in the midsection of Shuck.
CPCR able to win it momentarily. Played back in deep. Sweet pressured by Hughes. Sweet bounces it off the official. Got it right back. Kicked along by Delaney Johnson. Sweet picked her teammate's pocket, but gets it out to center, where Golna will return it to her just inside her own zone. That's knocked away, and here's Hughes stepping onto a loose puck. Lost the handle a bit. Centers bouncing around out front. And now Shuck able to direct it to the corner, where it's picked up by Delaney Johnson fast down the left wing. Johnson tried to get it back out front. Baker was crashing the far post. Her drop did get through to Delaney Johnson, and Johnson looks back to the point for Sutherland. Snapshot through traffic off the pad of Torma to the corner. Pitlick with it, able to get it out to center, where it was knocked away by Johnson, and CPCR is going to get the cross-checking penalty. Alyssa Brazier headed to the box for the second time.
Yeah, goes in there for the 2 minutes, and again, the Cougar power play in terms of shots on goal has been pretty successful. Not putting pucks in the back of the net, but you don't want to do this too often. Give them continue to give them opportunity to skate with an advantage. Already 7 shots on goal in this period by the Cougars.
Face-off won, but out of the reach of Linzer. She retreats to her side of the red line, across for Gabby Hughes, back into the zone. She will set up. Pass had a little too much on it for Almich. Recovered by Backman near side. She's pressured by Johnson. Back to Almich in the corner. She'll fire it off the end board. Hughes out front, redirected just wide by Pitlick. Backman to the top, winding, firing Linzer. Shuck had it go off her glove to the corner. Linzer will send it in deep, recovered by Almich. Was trying to scissor with Hughes and send it up. Here's Linzer walking down. Big pad save by Shuck. Bailey Shuck coming up big on this power play. And now it's Delaney Johnson at least getting it to center. Linzer knocks it down again. Linzer to the center, leaves it off. Pitlick just up over the net. Recovered by Hughes, walks out. Here's Linzer. Pitlick had it in her skates. She'll fire it behind. Almich back to Backman, a shot and a goal. Short side, top shelf. Power play goal will even the score at 2.
Yeah, and again, they just continue to pressure on this power play. It was dominant for them. You see Backman putting it over the right shoulder into that top corner. It was a pretty goal. Backman's 4th goal of the season.
Back to even. Sinjum sends it into the Centennial end. Goldner turns it around, and Abby Peterson fires it back in. Goldner, far side for Linzer. Linzer into the zone. Snapshot deflected wide. Linzer will get it back in the corner. Leaves it off there for Emma Olsen. She's tied up by Peterson, and Peterson skates away with it. Pressured by Linzer, able to get it off the boards all the way down. Icing waved off. And Bordeaux will backhand it to the far side. Keller, first one there for CPCR. Stopped up by Sinjum. Centering pass didn't get through. Centennial plays it back out. Peterson, quick shot. A relatively easy stick save by Torma. Centennial will look to break out near side. That's stopped up by Keller. Brazier continues to pressure as well. Ahead now is Prado into the zone. Wrist shot, took the stick away from Peterson, but didn't get through to the net. Sinjum sends it in. Sakura behind for Backman. Ahead, Almich into the zone. Behind, and a shot wide by Sydney Greifenhagen. And a pile up in front of the crease, and we're going to get a penalty. It's going to be interference against Greifenhagen. I thought for a second they were calling them both.
Well, look at, she kind of pounded the back a little bit.
Oh no, she didn't try to get up off the goalie. That's why she's getting the penalty. You gotta get off the goaltender. Yes, you do. So CPCR now on the power play. First one, they did get a shot, but a couple of good chances for Centennial during that Bluebird power play. Sweet for Delaney Johnson into the zone, takes the shot, deflected up and out of play off the stick of Lauren Sakura.
And just a couple of shots on goal in this period. They'd like to try and get a little pressure in on net here on the power play. Last 2 goals scored by the Cougars. Momentum's back in their corner.
Almich able to win the draw, fire at the length. Shuck controls, leaves in the corner. Delaney Johnson stopped up, and Almich swept in to take it away. Here's Lisner out front. Linzer able to dance out into the top of the crease, but fortunately the puck got away from her a little bit, and Shuck able to cover it at least long enough to get the whistle.
Yeah, but again, dangerous player in front of the net.
You can't lose possession there on the power play and then give the trailer a spot like that, especially when the trailer is Linzer. Laney Johnson gets through the stick check of Linzer and now able to fire it in deep. Backman will get there first behind her own net. Clear attempt blocked by Piscalo. Brazier forces the turnover, recovered by Sutherland, who controls in the corner. Sutherland pressured by Backman. Johnson trying to walk in, lost it, and Olmich will fire it up ice. Centennial getting some fresh legs out there. Now Hughes and Pitlick up front, shorthanded as we're down to the final 35 seconds of the Champlin Park Coon Rapids power play. Still no shots on goal with the advantage. Sikora gets to it first, able to get back behind her own net. Pressured a lot by Zarate, but not giving up the puck. Centering pass, nobody there but Bordeaux, and that'll go all the way back down for Shuck to stop up along the end board.
Yeah, again, she just got it down quickly. Time is running out on the power play for the Bluebirds.
And it is out as Baker takes it in deep. Mackenzie Baker behind the net. Off the boards, Keller will fire it back in deep and around. Williams catches up to it in front of Bordeaux, sends it back down low. Baker couldn't come out of the traffic with it. Zarate trying to center for Baker going back to the slot. Hughes lost her stick. Puck comes to the point. Keller pressured, dumps it in deep. Sikora played it along, but turned around by Haley Williams. And now Centennial controls, but not able to get it out of the zone. That one will get out. Peterson plays it right back in. Sikora ahead. Greifenhagen is pressured. This one fired the length, but it's going to run out of steam. Nope, it will get down for an icing, but it will get Centennial an opportunity to get some fresh players out there. Good pressure from CPCR, the ability to keep Centennial back in their zone for a long period of time, tire them out a little bit, but not able to generate any good scoring looks on that trip.
That's what you want to do. You want to keep it down in that end. You want to limit what the Cougars can do to you offensively by keeping it down there.
Backman near side for Olsen. Olsen trying to cut to the middle. Tried to hand it off to Linzer, but it was cut off by the Bluebirds. And now cross ice pass broken up. Regroup at the blue line. Backman across center and in. Abby Peterson will collect. In front of Linzer, sweeps it ahead. Colford will ice it. Centennial, Champlin Park Coon Rapids able to put a top lineup.
Well, and what they're also doing is limiting shots on goal for the Centennial. They've been stuck on 24 shots here, 10 in the second period.
7 of their 10 have come on their 2 power plays in this period. They were able to convert on the last. Baker able to get it out of the zone. Golner circling back in, got it out momentarily, but CPCR tags up. Backman along the end boards, pushes it away from Brazier. Brazier battles in the corner and sends it back behind. Golner will be pressured by Baker, plays it up the board, kick back in by Sweet. Backman squeezes Brazier off the puck. Brazier pokes it away from her. Quick chance there for Delaney Johnson, but didn't get a lot on it. And it's Nadeau able to get out to center. Deep into the zone, goes to the backhand. Shuck shuts the door. And it's swept along far side by Emily Peterson, kept in by Bordeaux on the far side. Hughes pressured, gets the turnover, back to Bordeaux at the point. Across, Sikora had to turn around for it. Sikora back down low. Hughes centering. Pitlick just couldn't quite get to it. Bordeaux walking in. Snapshot blocked by Johnson. Swept by Baker, but not out as Bordeaux gets it back in deep. Sweet stops it along the end line. Delaney Johnson had to get off of her stick, and it's forced back in deep by Centennial.
Now, Bloomers just cannot get this puck out of the zone.
Tie up in the corner, poked free by Francis. She'll carry on the backhand to the far corner. Back out to the line. Bordeaux walks out front. Deflection. What a save on Hughes, point blank. That puck changed direction. It was a great set play. They passed to Pitlick in the slot. She passed one-time pass back to Hughes for a one-timer. Typically that shot doesn't have to have a lot on it. It didn't this time, but a quick reaction by the CPCR netminder keeps this one even.
Well, here we're going to take a look at it as it's redirected right to her. And I'll tell you, Bailey Shuck has kept this CPCR team in this contest.
Well, and I think she's kept some of the Centennial stars on CPR because they can't believe they've been denied. Here's Linzer trying to drag it through a couple of hometown defenders, and then she jammed hard into Bailey Shuck, and Shuck a little shook.
And she's been coming out a little bit and taking some contact here tonight so far, and seems to be okay.
She's not happy.
No.
Thought that was a little late. And Linzer certainly frustrated. She got denied on the breakaway. She's had a couple of other opportunities stopped in close. Olsen drops it off. The shot by Greifenhagen was kicked away. Excuse me, that was Prado. And now Biscalo far side. Williams tips it in front of Backman and then gives chase. Turns it over, plays it in, not a lot on it, and a pretty easy save there for Torma. Gollner to center for Centennial, will fire it in on Shuck. She jumps out on it, but nobody there, and then plays it to the corner. And Nadeau able to force the turnover, at least momentarily. Sutherland flips it up the boards. Bordeaux able to keep it in. Dug at and poked at and finally free, and Greifenhagen gets it into the corner. Nadeau pokes it along. Tyson recovers, fanned on the pass. Sutherland recovers and can't get it out. Almich leaves it for Greifenhagen. Tipped off her stick by Peterson. Clear attempt by Biscalo, denied by Bordeaux, sends it in, and Nadeau taken into the boards hard from behind, but no call. Here's Pitlick walking out front and a goal, and you can't let a good shooter have that much space at that point on the ice, or you will pay the price. And that's exactly what happens as Allison Pitlick gives the Cougars their first lead of the game.
Yeah, there was not a defender there to really do anything to her, and she's able to do what she wanted, able to pull in front of the net and put it past Shook. You see it coming up here. There's the hit. Nothing called there.
And Peterson lucky. That could have easily been something much more than a minor. I believe Maya Almich getting her second assist of the game. Centennial in the lead 3-2, and here's Hughes flipping a backhand up and over.
That's Pitlick's sixth goal of the season. Now the Cougars have 6 players with 10 or more points.
Played ahead, Herwald trying to split the defenders and does on the backhand and just couldn't get it dragged back across. Great speed from the Champlin Park Coon Rapids senior. Hughes back the other way, playing a little catch with Summer Francis. Francis had it knocked off her stick and into the corner. Lisney will fire it around. Hughes can't cut it off as Sweet is knocked to the ice. Covered behind by Emma Olsen, now turned over, and Keller can't get it past Bordeaux. Linzer takes it back out to center and now back in. Top of the circles, wrist shot up and over. Gets the puck back, walking out front, shot, save made by Bailey Shuck. Again, point blank. Getting just enough of it with the glove hand to deflect it wide.
And you're going to see it here. Great job getting past the defenders and just getting her stick lifted at the last second and not giving her an opportunity to get the shot she wanted on net.
Baker forces the turnover, leads the 2-on-1, backhand save made, and Torma hops on top of it.
And a couple of opportunities for the Bluebirds on breakaways.
They've got team speed and they're using
They do.
it. Face-off wins. Sutherland is shot. That's blocked by Bordeaux out front. Greifenhagen gets it back to center. Turn right back in by Sutherland. Held in by Delaney Johnson, and her shot deflected at the last second. Power play coming up for CPCR. As Shuck heads to the bench, but this is going to be touched by Almich.
So the Bluebirds get an opportunity here with the last just about 58 seconds in this period with the advantage, which will continue over until period number 3. But again, the Bluebirds have to be able to take advantage of these opportunities.
Hannah Packman scored on the power play, now gets the penalty. Centennial able to clear it the length right away. Keller gets it to Mackenzie Baker, straight up the middle, chased by Pitlick. Leaves it for Zarate walking in. Her pass or shot attempt deflected to the corner. Recovered by Haley Williams. Williams get it to Keller and across. Shot through traffic, misses wide. Williams in the near corner, trying to center, knocked away from Zarate. Kept in by Keller behind the net. Bordeaux gives chase, pressured by Williams, will play it behind. And Sikora can look up ice and fire it all the way down.
Yeah, good job of just alleviating the pressure.
And that should just about do it for this second period. The Cougars come out and score a pair in the second, and they lead. Going to the locker room. We'll take a break. Be back with more from the Ice Forum in Champlin. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back at the Ice Forum in Champlin, the Centennial Cougars a 3-2 lead as we reach the second intermission, and Coon Rapids Champlin Park had the 2-0 lead with only 4 shots on goal in the first period, but Centennial continues to pound away, and they've found enough at least now to have a lead and in control heading to the third.
Yeah, they flexed their muscle a little bit in that second period, and they've taken the momentum back from what the Bluebirds had earlier in this contest. And so, but the opportunity now for CPCR is they're going to get the skater advantage coming into the third period. They're going to try and take advantage of that.
Well, and Centennial getting their point leader going in the first period, but their depth coming through. Backman, a power play goal to even the score. That came at 6:50. And then with just a couple of minutes left, a great centering pass, and Pitlick, who is the complementary piece for Hughes on that first line. Just way too much time and space. The first
not
collision,
happy there.
Well,
yeah.
the first collision, Greifenhagen did get the penalty for just laying there.
Yep.
And the second time when Shuck turned around and smacked the goalpost was after Linzer took a swipe after she had covered the puck. And Linzer is a little frustrated because she's their other big gun. And
she wants a goal tonight.
She has been denied a couple of times on golden opportunities.
16 more shots on net by the Cougars in that second period for a total of 30.
And once again, through 2 periods, as many shots on the power play for Centennial as for CPCR through 2 periods of play.
Has 7 shots for the Bluebirds for a total of 11 through 2 periods. So again, it's a 1-goal game, but they still going to continue to have their work cut out for them because Centennial is going to come out here, even though they'll skate a player short, they're going to come out here and continue to pressure and do what they do.
And we did not show it, but CPCR generating a couple of decent scoring chances late, so they're just one more good bounce in their favor away from tying this one back up. A lot more action to go. The next 17 minutes sure to be exciting. Third period after this, live on CTN. Back at the ice forum, ready to get this third period underway. Champlin Park, Coon Rapids keeping it close. A lot of thanks to their netminder, Bailey Shuck, who has been outstanding.
She really has. She's kept them in this one.
CPCR, a little more than half a power play to start this period, and, well, they're not going to get that much because Pitlick ridden out along the end boards, and Sweet going to the box for a check.
So they'll play 4-on-4 for 50 seconds.
Wasn't a lot to it. Looked to me like Pitlick lost her edge. Big smile under the cage for Centennial's number 13. But in close proximity was Alyssa Sweet. She draws the whistle. And we'll play 4-on-4 for a minute. Backdoor feed. Shuck able to close the door again. Went spread eagle to kick that one away. Chance for Almich trying to take that last step, and Lisney broke it up. Delaney Johnson, speed to the other end, cuts inside, tied up by Sikora. Sikora will carry out of the corner, pressure, gets it along now for Hughes. Into the zone, snapshot knocked down by Sutherland. And crashing into the netminder was Gabby Hughes. Net comes off, and Shuck is caught up in the net, in the skates. Looked like Gabby Hughes gave her a little tap on the head as she got up.
We'll see it again here.
Sorry about that. That's the backdoor feed, and a great sprawling save by Bailey Shuck. Welcome to the period. 6 seconds left, and then a power play for 1:10 upcoming for Centennial.
Yeah, Centennial has had that skater advantage quite a bit here this evening. And again, you want to limit those opportunities.
CPCR using that last change and making it slowly to take time and rhythm away. Feed out front was knocked back to Linzer in the corner. She's all down. And coming away with it is Sutherland, spinning away from a couple of players. Traffic both back and forth. Pitlick gets it to Backman, to Pitlick out front, back door, and a goal. Linzer was there, but let's see who it was tapping it into the back door. It was Lizzie Prado.
Too many red jerseys in front of that net. They did a nice job of working the puck in through, and You see it there, just a little feed.
Well, Williams gets a stick to a Timpson away from Linzer, but right to Prado, and she puts it home.
That'd be goal number 5 on the season for Prado. Gives the Cougars a 4-2 lead, puts a little cushion now with 15:41 remaining in this third period.
Second power play goal for the Cougars, and they can breathe a little bit easier.
Official took a little spill.
Williams tying things up in the corner, forces the turnover. Tried to walk out front, but is knocked free, and Olmich back the other way. Bumped by Lisney along the boards. And Lisney able to recover the puck in the corner and play it along for Sweet. Sweet for Biscalo got spun around. Kept in by Greifenhagen. Greifenhagen battles for it. Her pass broken up, but then gets through. And a weak little backhander by Nadeau, easily covered up by Bailey Shuck.
Well, Chuck needs to make sure she covers those up with the amount of pressure that Centennial's putting out in front of that net.
Then again, when you have the line with neither 7 or 15 on the ice, you might want to play that one away if you've got numbers.
You would think.
Anything you can do to keep those two away from the puck. Although, again, good depth scoring from Centennial in this one. Zarate able to gain control just in time after forcing the turnover. Had to kind of wait for the puck. Couldn't get it up with her, and then able to gain control just as she crossed the blue line to avoid the offside. But the shot deflected up and out of play. Hughes able to win the draw. Nadeau behind her own net. Takes a look. Ahead for Gabby Hughes, and here's Francis. Down the wing, leaves it off the board. Reaching for it, recovering is Hughes. Back down to Francis, tried the little pivot, but it didn't work on the give and go. Keller forces it up the boards. Right back it comes to Linzer, and she puts, Hughes rather, she puts it in on the backhand. Spreads the lead to 3, her second of the game.
Yeah, just made that backhand shot look easy. That's goal number 28 on the season for her. She's just going to step past Micah Sutherland and flip that one past Bailey Shuck.
Centennial not giving up on the attack. Down low, Francis leaves it off the board. Sikora had it knocked away. Bounces back to the corner where Sweet recovers and turns it behind for Delaney Johnson to look up ice. Johnson up the boards, got Baker spun around. Goldner back into her own end. Pressured by Brazier, fires it around. Sikora had it taken away by Delaney Johnson along the board. Johnson tries to go high right into the red basket to goal. Sweeping it home on the second effort. Is it Delaney Johnson in the middle?
I think.
Oh, it was Mackenzie Baker. But Torma not able to control it cleanly. Shot by Johnson. And just staying with it strong on the stick, and Baker puts it in.
And that's a big goal for the Bluebirds. They had Centennial had answered with 5 unanswered goals after CPCR jumped out to that 2-0 lead, and they needed that. Try and get back into this contest.
Still plenty of time, but they need to generate more pressure. And all 3 now really hustle effort goals for the home team. See how many red jerseys were around Mackenzie Baker as she forced it home. Spinning in the corner is Linzer. Back out to Bordeaux at the point. Across it comes. Backman will wind and fire, and that's sticked away by Bailey Shuck. Recovered in the corner by Linzer. Back up top. Backman. Her pass knocked away by Brazier, and Bordeaux will send it in deep. Lisney can't get it past Emily Nadeau, and Nadeau will reverse to the near side. CPCR able to play it all the way down. Icing waved off. They'll get a line change after a long shift in the defensive end. CPCR sending out the fourth line. See if they can't force it in deep and get some good minutes off the clock. A little extra rest for their top three. Help them have some energy at the end, and a good blocker save there by Bailey Shuck. Maya Olmich shooting back from whence she came, but the netminder able to get the stick hand over and swat it away. And here's Colford with speed down the wing into the glove of Mackie Torma. But that's what you need your fourth line to do.
You do.
Keep them wide.
Put a little pressure.
Keep them in the defensive end if possible. Suck some minutes up.
Because now you're trailing by 2 with still plenty of time remaining in this third period. You get a little lift with that third goal.
Played around far side. Williams gives chase, knocks it off the stick of Pitlick, and then pokes it away from Hughes as well. Playing it behind is Maddie Harthorn. Hughes trying to recover, kicks free to Pitlick, ahead, and here's Hughes on the breakaway. Hughes, shoot, oh, tried to drag it, faked the netminder out of her skates, but the puck does not cross the line. Here's Hughes again, drops it off for Pitlick. Pitlick trying to feed it back to her, and then Hughes tried to return the favor, but it was broken up. Now right back to Tyson. Biscaylo will skate to center and dump it in. Bordeaux behind her own net. Long pass ahead. Backman turns into the zone. Ridden into the board by Hannah Lisney. Lisney poking at it, able to tie up a couple of red jerseys. And back the other way is Liz Zarate. Lost the handle, but then pokes it away from Prado and recovers into the Centennial zone. Short angle shot. Rebound comes out front, but the white team can't get to it. Peterson out front, deflected by Sinjum, but ends up in the corner. Backman recovers off the board, and Lisney can't keep it in. Abby Peterson will send it back in deep as Keller tags up. Bordeaux recovers behind the net. Ahead and off the stick of Emma Olsen, recovered by Brazier. She can't get past Olsen along the far boards. Then able to tip it back out of the zone where Keller will get the steal. She'll lean away from Olsen, play it off the boards, back into the Centennial end. Linzer turns away from Brazier and gets her head turned up ice and pass off the stick of Prado to the far side. Nadeau gives chase. Lisney will fire it around for CPCR. Baker had it taken away by Greifenhagen, who sweeps it behind. Lisney in the far corner. A little trouble with the boards as she ran into him. That'll bounce out to center and back to the line where Sakaro plays it across for Goldner. Running out of breath. Sorry.
A lot of action in that.
Hey, it's good pace. This is my kind of hockey. Unable to keep it in on the kick was Lauren Sikora. It's played across behind Greifenhagen. Loose puck. Delaney Johnson had it momentarily. She's bumped off it, and Goldner going back the other way for Centennial. She'll get it to Nadeau and knocked away from her. And here's Baker on the recovery for CPCR. Gets the red line and dumps it in.
The Bluebirds able to make a couple of changes. And Cofield back in. Trying to get some of those players a bit of a rest.
Tyson bumped Pitlick, and Pitlick ended up taking a spill, no call. As Tyson flips but can't get it out. Now she does, and all the way down. Bordeaux gives chase just in front of Lure. Cross ice pace. Francis back to the middle, hands it up head for Pitlick into the zone. Hughes tied up by Lure out front. And now it's Hughes recovering in the corner. Hughes back to Backman. She'll dump it back to the corner. Earwald ties up with Hughes. Coming away with it is Sutherland. Sutherland ridden off of it by Francis. Back to the far side where Emily Peterson will poke it ahead. Lure can't control. Back into the zone. Good stick check there from Sutherland. Kept it away from Gabby Hughes. Prado right onto the ice, puck right at her feet, and here's Linzer in on the breakaway again. Linzer to the backhand, trying to go between her legs, and if you're frustrated, that's not the move you go to. And it was right into the chest. It's a fun move to do, but I think if she stays on her backhand, she might have Shuck beat, but maybe gun shy from doing that last time down.
Yeah, she missed it last time.
Like that was still to this point in the game the biggest save, most impressive save that we've seen at either end of the ice. But Linzer shut down on a couple of breakaways, a couple of chances in close, a couple that she sent up over the net. But Shuck has gotten the better of her all evening long. Pass to Sikora, who is coming down the slot. She turns back, hands it off. This one gloved down, loose puck, batted out front. Greifenhagen tied up, swept at by Sweet. Sikora able to get it down low. Greifenhagen turns it back to the point. Olmich can't get it past Biscalo and then whacks it off her stick. Greifenhagen recovers, and Greifenhagen into the zone, knocked away from her. Biscalo able to play it back out to center ice. Just over 6 minutes remaining in this third period. Centennial on top 5-3.
Yeah, you talked about there's a lot of action in this game, moving from end to end, and both teams doing a good job of trying to take control. Certainly Centennial has, but the Bluebirds with that third goal, a little life here, but time is running out.
Sweet shovels it out to center ice. Turning back at her own blue line is Hawthorne off the boards. And now Delaney Johnson for CPCR, out of the reach of Greifenhagen. Into the zone, goes to her backhand, up over, and getting enough of it was Torma, but a tripping penalty as Delaney Johnson goes into the end boards. 5:23 remaining, and hard to question that one.
Right.
And not a terrible penalty to take either.
Gabby Hughes having a nice evening with a couple of goals. But this is an opportunity now, a break for the Bluebirds to see if they can cut the lead to 1.
Biscalo back to the point. Sweet with the return pass. Down low is Sutherland trying to slip it out front. That's broken up by Bordeaux. Bordeaux circles, wastes a little time, and then sends it out. Sweet will have to retreat to her own end. Off the near board, and now gets it back from Biscalo. Pressured by Pitlick and taken off the puck. Pitlick turns and fires it all the way down. Delaney Johnson has to turn back as Linzer pressures behind, and Linzer with the steal. Looks to Prado in the slot. Glove save by Bailey Shuck. Yeah, when number 15 is pressuring you, you need to move the puck.
Yeah, well, you have to.
And she's going to continue to pressure. She doesn't care that she's shorthanded.
No. That's what makes that's part of the things that make this team good. You've got that pressure up front, shorthanded.
Well, Linzer again, I think a little bit frustrated. She's had her chances and has so far come up empty. But shorthanded, yeah, if she can dance around and take time off the clock and pressure and force turnovers. Zarate has it, trying to feed Baker in the slot. That's broken up by Prado. Here's a shot by Keller, gets through, and Torma covers it up. 39 seconds remain in the power play. 4:01 in the third period.
Bluebirds going to have to make something happen here if they want to try and stay in this game.
Poked away from Olmich to the corner. Baker couldn't hold the bouncing puck. Goldner able to get it and fire it all the way down. Right in on Bailey Shuck. She'll sweep it to her left for Lisney. Her pass didn't click with anybody. Goldner stepping in shorthanded. Her shot blocked by Lisney. Pressured by Nadeau. Carries in front of her own net. Nadeau continues stride for stride to pressure her across the ice. Olmich had the turnover. Kick back to Goldner, and the penalty he used is over. That will be icing.
It's a little bit too late to clear that puck.
On CPCR, that was a chance they really needed to take advantage of. Now 3:18 remaining, and you're down 2. The urgency ramped up a bit as they have a face-off in the Cougar end. Won by Hughes. Backman fires it as Pitlick on the jailbreak on the weak side wing. Tried to leave it off. Hughes recovers and leans. Out front, his shot and just missing wide is Summer Francis. CPCR able to dig it free. Herwald skates to center, but then turns it over. Backman to Pitlick, and this one's deflected up and out of play.
You see the time remaining, 2:40 in this contest. You know, and the Bluebird squad knew they were coming in. They were faced with a daunting task, tough foe, and I think they've played pretty well. Kept one of their major scorers in check for the most part.
Puck played back around far side. Lisney will flip it out to center. Cut off by Lisner. Getting through some traffic. She's an impressive player.
Yeah, she is. She's tough.
Down low, Abby Peterson off the glass and out to center. Final 2 minutes of this contest as Goldner heads back up ice. Goldner to the far side. Carried around behind, pressured by Peterson, leaves it there, and Keller will fire it around. Olmich keeps it in. And then we'll get it back from Greifenhagen, at least momentarily, before it's sent the length. Greifenhagen behind her own net. Plays it off the boards and then gets it right back from Olmich. Into the zone, pass a little bit behind. Here's Hannah Backman walking in, and save made by Shuck. Shot from the point misses wide for Hawthorne. Sutherland plays it around Hawthorne, and Hawthorne able to recover just outside the zone as we get under a minute remaining. Cross ice, Backman with speed, attacking. Now weaving, looking for help, leaves it off into the corner. Hughes ridden there by Keller, gets it behind. Francis out front, off the stick, and then jammed at by Pitlick, and Shuck able to hold on.
Again, just get that pressure in front of her. She's able to cover up the puck and make sure that it didn't get behind her. 36 seconds remaining in this contest. Timeout. The Bluebirds call timeout here with that amount of time remaining.
Maybe a little bit later than they would have liked,
Yeah.
but such great pace. We haven't had a
We
ton
have
of whistles.
not. We have not. So they really haven't had a lot of opportunity to call that timeout. But if you have an opportunity to check us out on Facebook, do so. Facebook.com/CTN Coon Rapids will get you there. Make sure you like us. See what everything is, whatever thing going on with CTN.
My favorite place in cyberspace.
Is Facebook? Your
CTN
favorite? Oh,
Studios.
I got you.
Facebook page.
Correct. You're on there all the time. You live on there.
Centennial on the verge of win number 14 of the season.
Yeah, they'll move to 14-1-1.
And maybe wiping away a little bit more sweat from their brow than they expected when they came in. Not that they didn't respect CPCR, but you know, they're not one of those other 3 conference teams ranked in the top 10. And they had everything they could handle with them. Sutherland into the zone. Takes the shot, away by Torma, shucked to the bench. And a 6th skater on the ice for the Bluebirds. Hughes able to get it free, get it to Francis, and Francis sends it down. Icing waved off, 6 seconds remain. Lisney. And there it ends up in the net in the final second, and we'll see who ends up getting credit for this. Is this Gabby Hughes? As it may have gone off of a CPCR player last. If Hughes was the last offensive player to touch it, I think she did right there. No, I think it's going to go to Francis.
No. Got her stick in.
And it's going to be the final second of play. They're going to add the empty net goal.
Yeah, awful tough to keep it out at that point. That's going to do it. And the Bluebirds will fall to 9-5-1 on the season. And the Cougars, the number 2 rated Centennial Cougars, get their 14th win of the year.
We will take a short break. We'll be back to wrap things up from the forum after this.
Looking for a new home? Come to Coon Rapids. Down payment assistance is available from the Mortgage Assistance Foundation when you purchase your new home with an FHA 203K mortgage. Any single-family home in need of renovation or rehab can qualify. Find out more today. Call 763-767-6422 or visit the city's website.
We love our new home.
Did you know you can report problems to the city with your smartphone? Download the Coon Rapids app. The Report It feature allows you to describe the problem, snap a photo, and submit it directly to the city work order system. It's an easy way to report a pothole, broken street light, or other neighborhood concern. No smartphone? Then hop online and report your concern through the city's website. City maintenance problems solved the easy way. Coon Rapids Report It.
Back at the forum, the fans got what they expected. Hard-fought battle from 2 quality clubs. And unfortunately, Centennial's 2nd-ranked squad able to finally put the Bluebirds away. Gabby Hughes, a pair of goals in the game as Centennial opened it up to a 5-2 advantage. Coon Rapids able to get one back. Good fight for the loose puck in front by Mackenzie Baker to slide it home. Give them hope going through the majority of that 3rd period. And then with 1/10 of a second remaining on the clock, Francis sweeps in the empty netter to make it 6-3. But an outstanding performance really in net by Shuck. and a strong effort from the Bluebirds.
Yeah, they really did. And, this, as you mentioned with Shuck, this game could have been a little more out of hand at that point. But, yeah, she really did keep them in this contest. And the Bluebirds did jump out to that 2-0 lead, and then 5 unanswered goals by the Cougars before Coon Rapids, Champlin Park were able to score that 3rd goal. But, yeah, there's nothing to hang their head about. This is a good team that they lost to. And you look at the shots on goal, 41 for Centennial, 18 for the Bluebirds.
Yeah, and Anique Linzer, who is the second big gun for this Centennial squad, is probably looking at her stick like, what do I have to do?
Yeah,
she had chance after chance, and
she was frustrated.
She was denied again and again by Bailey Shuck. So, but a great effort for the Bluebirds, and they get back to some very tough competition. We talk about it, 4 ranked teams in this conference, and they still need to see them all, a couple of them twice before the end of the schedule. Up on our schedule is some wrestling on a Thursday night. Coon Rapids at Champlin Park. We'll see the boys basketball team next Tuesday at Anoka, and then the girls basketball team next Thursday at home, hosting the Spring Lake Park Panthers. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the Forum, it's Centennial 6, Champlin Park Coon Rapids 3. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.